Hi everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rosanna and I'm a Vedic astrologer. And this is the first video I'm making on this channel, so bear with me. But today I want to talk about the planetary transits for January. As many of you maybe know, we've had a lot of big shifts happening at the end of the year, and we're also going into a lot of huge planetary transits coming up on this year. So, and the biggest one of 2023 is actually Saturn changes signs into Aquarius, and this will happen on January 17th. So already in the beginning of the year we will feel this new planetary influence of Saturn changing signs. So but first off, we have Mercury in its retrograde cycle in the sign of Sagittarius. So what I find interesting about this is that Mercury actually switched signs into Capricorn, but only reached about 1 degree, or not even 1 degree, before retrograding back into Sagittarius. So this means that we will also be bringing the energy of Capricorn back into Sagittarius, meaning Sagittarius is the sign where we consider our ideals, our beliefs, our inspiration, and Capricorn is the sign of well, it's the original 10th house, so it's a sign that deals with work, our career, our sense of authority. And it's also an earth sign, so it's a very practical sign. In an evolutionary sense, it's where we take the energy of Sagittarius, of converting all of our hopes and dreams and ideals and taking them into practical action. Like, how am I manifesting that in the world? So this Mercury retrograde cycle has us reevaluating all of those things, where we consider, okay, so how am I practicing what I believe? Am I true to my ideals within my work? Or am I doing what makes me feel inspired? All of those things is under the microscope right now. And it actually feels like, in a sense, it's, well, the new year that we just had, or even the winter solstice, that's also a form of a new year, the shift from going into the darkness and into the light. That's also a big shift, or a new year also, you could say. But so all of these energies are very even here in the northern hemisphere, where it's very dark and it's cold and winter right now, you can really feel the energy contracting, like going inwards. So this feels very in tune with all of that, like going inwards, reflecting, perhaps thinking about planting all the new seeds that you want to manifest or want to bring into fruition this year. But still we're in this kind of introverted energy where we're just like planting seeds and, you know, reevaluating and considering, okay, what is it that I really want to put my focus into for the next year, that I really want to bring into practice, because we have to realize we can't do it all. So sometimes we really have to consider what's really most useful, what's the most important thing that I would like to focus on. And especially with Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius, that also brings the energy of, what am I most inspired by? Like, what is my higher vision for myself, for my career, for my projects, you know, all of those things where really driven and motivated by our sense of inspiration. So that's really important right about now. And the next big shift we have is on January 17th, where Saturn moves into Aquarius. And if you remember, we have had a sort of preview of this, because in June of 2022, Saturn actually poked its head into Aquarius, but it only reached about 1 degree before starting its retrograde cycle again. So this Saturn transit in Capricorn that we've had has been especially long, because usually Saturn is in a sign for 2.5 years. But this Saturn cycle in Capricorn has been going on for 3 years. So it's a little longer than usual, and also the next cycle in Aquarius won't be quite as long. It would only be about 2 years, not 2.5 years. But this all depends on when Saturn retrogrades. So this is really a big shift, where we go from Saturn in Capricorn is very, I want to say almost like conservative, you know, where we can be kind of rigid, let's say, and we've had this transit for 3 years where Saturn has really made us work for it. You know, whatever we've been wanting to create or manifest, we've had obstacles and delays, and so Saturn is really it's the planet of delays, and it's the planet of obstacles. But what this also means is that it's almost like a test to see whether we give up or not. So Saturn is also the planet of determination and long-term results. So in a sense that if we've had either projects in work or personal projects or whatever during these past 3 years that we've worked really hard on and we haven't given up, you know, we will see those come more into fruition now as Saturn changes signs. So Saturn brings good results, but it usually takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. So don't give up. That's the higher quality of Saturn, if you will, that quality of determination. I'm sorry. Seems like they will be starting to drill here. I hope not. Okay, so Saturn in Aquarius is more concerned with, because Aquarius is a sign of the collective, of humanity and humanitarianism, and so Saturn here is more concerned with being of service to other people, helping the collective, raising the collective. And this could also mean people becoming more involved with causes and humanitarian causes, and could even be pertaining to animals and nature and the environment, and all of that could be put more into focus now when Saturn goes into Aquarius, because Saturn is also, it's a planet of hard work, and in Aquarius it could be work in the sense of working for the collective. So on a personal level, this could also mean like, okay, so how is my work benefiting the collective? How am I transforming my ideas and inspiration into practical actions that could also be serving the collective or serving somebody other than myself? And taking those things to the next level in Aquarius. And Aquarius is also the sign of new inventions in science and research, so we might see great advancements in those areas as well during this 2 years that Saturn will be transiting Aquarius. And then we have Mars going direct in Taurus. So Mars has been retrograde since, don't quote me on the date, but I want to say October or November, I think. No, November, I think Mars turned retrograde in Gemini, but then also back into Taurus. And Mars has been spending a lot of time, and unusually long time, in the sign of Taurus. So this is pertaining to our values, like our core values, and also because Taurus is an earth sign, and earth signs deal with practical matters of our life, and it could be values, money, things that we do every day, the sort of practices and the sort of routines that we do every day. And Mars is the planet of motivation, in a sense, like it's a fiery planet, so it's a fiery sort of influence. It's our willpower, our drive, our focus. It's the planet of action. So when Mars has been retrograde now for a while, we may have felt a loss of motivation, a loss of willpower, where our usual drive and determination has been somewhat lacking during this time. So Mars going forward again will feel like a rush of energy, where you suddenly get the urge to continue with your projects and be vigilant with your routines, and kind of move the energy in a sense. So that will be a positive transit, Mars going forward again. And then we have I have my notes here. Then we have Mercury going direct in Sagittarius on January 18th. So this will also feel like of course, a sense of moving forward as always, but where you get back some of the natural sense of inspiration that you may have lost now during Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is our inspiration and our vision, and when Mercury retrogrades there, we kind of lose inspiration a bit. So this will also feel like a very positive energy coming, where we're more inspired and we're more willing to take action and perhaps write or communicate our ideals and our vision and inspiration more. And also because then Mercury will go back into Capricorn, so this is also the shifts of between those two signs, where we take our inspirations, we take our ideals and our visions, and while in retrograde we consider, okay, so are those ideals, our vision, are they aligned with our true values and what we really want to be doing? And then moving into Capricorn, we will sort of transform those ideals into practice again, making them manifesting more of our beliefs and our ideals, and turning into practical actions. So then we have also Venus will move into Aquarius on January 22nd. And what happens then is that as soon as Venus changes signs, it will get in an instant conjunction with Saturn in the first degrees of Aquarius. So this could be somewhat challenging, because Venus is the planet, of course, it's the planet of love and devotion and our relationships, our sociability, as Venus and Mercury are the social planets. But it's also our sense of, naturally occurring joy and happiness. So when in conjunction with Saturn, that will be sort of dampened a bit, where we'll have to work harder to feel inspired and feel that natural sense of joy. And in Aquarius, because Venus is also the planet of, social interaction and devotion and other people. So with Saturn in Aquarius, that will also put a focus on being of service. Like, how can I help other people? And Saturn is also the planet of the underdog. So with Venus there, we might care more about, helping other people, being of service, helping those less fortunate, and all of those things. And Venus also represents animals, for example, so that could be one aspect as well, where we care more about, nature, animals, and all of those things. Those were the most important transits of January, and I hope to do more of those videos. That's my That's my idea, to do videos every month about the transits that are occurring. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was useful to you, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, take care. Bye.